Next on the Love You More Show.
So you say you 26 years. I got married when I was 26.
Yeah, man.
And I know for a fact I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I mean, I remember after saying I do, I turned to my fellas. I said, well, I don't know what the hell I just did, but it's done. And they were just like, man, good job, and this, that, and the other.
I think that we are emotional. Like, women get the reputation of being these super emotional creatures, but it doesn't negate the idea that men are emotional too, and we go off of feel.
Would you ever do a show with 112 again? Would you ever consider doing any type of reunion stuff? Just one of my fans wanted to know. Bam! Hey, family, it's Willie Moore Jr. here, and welcome to another edition of the Love You More Show. The show that is designed for people who have been through hurts, habits, hangups, breakups, and their journey to loving themselves just a little bit more. You get an opportunity to hear that journey, and today is literally no different. Before we get started, can I just encourage you to do something for me? Can I trust you to do something for me? Can you subscribe to this channel real quick? Come on, just do that for me, okay? I need you to subscribe to this channel because guess what? 200,000+ people have already done it. Depending on when you watch this, we may be over 1 million. Did you feel that in your shot? Nah. I'm Willie Moore Jr., the host of the Willie Moore Jr. Show. I'm a part of a new show called Truth Talk, but you know this here is not a podcast. It's a show. It may be on podcast, areas and streams and all that other stuff, but this here is a show. And I might mess around and fine you $50 if you call it a podcast. But still go check it out where podcasts are being listened to, all right? Family, today is a very, very special day. But I seen in the comments last time, he was like, what's up with the bell? Let me just introduce you to Bellisha. She got a name now. Her name Bellisha. So if my guests, they make a really, really good point, this is what I feel in my shanana. To those of you who ain't been to church ever, it's your shanana. That's where your Holy Ghost live here. And so what I do is when they say something good, I do this. On my other show, she also works as a referee, all right? So please don't be distracted, and if you want to shout Bellisha out, you can do that in the comments, all right? Family, the young man that I get the opportunity to hang out with today is a man who's literally been not only a brother, but also a friend, a mentor to many, and also a shining light in the R&B world. Now, of course, many of you all know that he's an actor, a singer, an amazing composer, former member and co-founder of the hit group 112, a father and a husband, and get this, he's been married for over 20 years to my sister from another mister, Charlinda. Love her to life. The one and only Q Parker is hanging out with us today. What's going on, champ?
What's up, man? How are you?
Man, listen, you ain't aging.
Hey, man, listen.
I just got to... Nigga, excuse me. I'm sorry. I thought we was on the phone. Boy, what is you doing? You looking like yourself.
Hey, man. I am living life, man, laughing. No stress, peace.
Yeah.
Doing what I love to do, loving who I love to love, spending a lot of time with family.
Yeah.
Enjoying it, man.
You know how I know you doing good?
What?
Cause your left arm did like this. When Cat started doing this right here, that's when you know. Like, you know what I'm saying? When they neck get a little loose, that let me know that check cleared. Praise the Lord.
Yes.
We wasn't like that about 2018, 2019.
Man,
cause I was like, man, how you doing, man? I'm just trusting the Lord cause I'm just stepping out on faith. I was like, hey, I'm gonna get into that. No, I'm gonna start off like this because I know we love 112.
Yeah.
And Q, you and Slim were kind of the 112 guys that we knew. Mm-hmm. And I just remember when God was challenging you to do something different.
Yeah.
Just because your heart was different. And of course, the press went crazy. They doing this and this beef and all that. But I knew because I was a friend that the Lord was challenging you and pulling you away from that.
Yeah.
For what we see now. And you have been preserved because of your obedience, champ. Yeah.
I mean, that season in my life was tough, and I had a great circle of brothers and friends. You being one of them.
Yeah.
That I was able to kind of talk to, throw some stuff against the white wall, and just kind of decipher through it. But I got to a point, Will, to where I needed to give myself 100% of me, and really connect to the gifts that God gave me. The beauty of 112, the fact that we are a legendary group, we were very intentional in middle school that in order to be in this group, you had to be able to stand on your own. Yeah. It wasn't like you would just be a background singer or a background dancer at any moment your number was called, you needed to be able to just stand on your own.
Got it.
And because of that, I would like to say that we may be the most well-rounded and equally talented R&B group ever.
Yeah.
Who does it all. We write, produce, all of us sing, like we do it all. The challenge with that is when it is so equally talented, you can only really master your portion.
Yeah.
And so if it's 4 of us, I have to master 25%.
Yeah.
Because the role that Q Parker plays, let me just master that.
Yeah.
The other guys, they master theirs. Well, if I'm only outputting a total of 25% for years, that means I have a reserve closet of 75% that's just sitting over there waiting to, hey, yo, don't forget about me.
Yeah.
And so I got to a point where I needed to spend some time with those years of the 75%. And so when you talk about today, the reason why you can say what you say is because you're now seeing 100% of Q Parker, the gifts, the talents, and all the interests that I know that God gave me. And so I now get a chance to exercise all that 100%.
So in 112, it wasn't no David Ruffins and the Temptations.
Oh, no, it was none of that. Nah.
Everybody could do what they needed
Everybody
to do.
needed.
What about
had
Boys to Men, though? They was doing their thing, too, a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, he gave Wanye the I don't know.
Well, nah.
Shout out to Wanye for getting the I don't know.
Nah. Juan, Nate, Sean, those are my guys. Those are the OGs. Yeah, they hold their own too.
So can I just tell you a little secret?
What's up?
I wanted to be a part of 112 when I was like, I just want from Atlanta. So I just want from Atlanta. So today on my Icebreaker, I want you to check out one of my songs, and this is my audition for the new Q Parker group. If you ever decide to do 113 instead of 112, I want to be a part of it. It's called Clockwork. Check this out.
So wifey started counseling, and she thought it would be a good idea for me to come to counseling. Man, don't nobody really want to do this. Because I know she'd been telling this woman all my business. I walk into counseling. Dang. I didn't know her counsel was this fine. She been telling all my business. I walk in. Hey, ladies. Oh, I was at the wrong spot, and I thank you for joining us. Truly my honor. Willie Moore. Nice to meet you. My honor. This is my counselor, April. So nice to meet her. Wifey like, so glad you can make it, darling. It's truly my honor. You look amazing. You do too. Energy in the room a little tense. Wife done told my business. So let's talk this out. In front of her, damn. I'm like, okay. You ready? I am. You know, whatever you want me to do, I'm with it. Are you gonna tell the truth? I promise I'm gonna tell the truth. You worth it. Her eyes lit up like a Christmas tree when I told her she was worth it, child.
Time waits for no man. But if I could turn back the hands of time, I would do you better. I just want you to know the love I have for you is like the clockwork. It never stops. This is Lag Out.
Now I am not a mind reader, but I can tell you're lonely, overlooked. But what's funny is I put a ring on your finger. We both said I do, but we both know the truth. And lately we've been feeling single, cause we don't take the time to love each other right. Preachers say we need communication. Tonight let's speak some love language. Oh, first off, since we said I do, in the sight of God we can do what we do. Second off, we don't need no phone. We don't waste time too long. So let me love you like clockwork. Like clockwork. Steady going like clockwork. Like clockwork. Until the end of time.
The name of the song is Clockwork. Available right now wherever you get your music. This is my audition for Q Parker new group. We about to be 113. Q, Clockwork.
Help.
Hey, yo,
I really hope we
I'm about to hop on that joint.
You heard it.
Promise you.
You heard it. Q Parker Clockwork remix. You heard it on the Love
You
You
will
More.
have it in your box. Give me 2 days.
Did you hear what he just said? Can my only 4 people in the crowd make some noise? You know how they be faking on TV shows where it's like a live studio?
Yeah.
It's about 4 of us. Sure is. But Q, you know, of course I'm making a whole lot of jokes and definitely want to be a part of the new group 113. But, you know, going through the motions, I really was honest about that song. The words say, lately we've been feeling single, because we don't take the time to love each other right. Preachers say we need communication. Well, tonight, let's speak some love language. You've been married for 20 plus years to Charlinda. The ups and downs, the goods, the bad. Two people with two different visions in the home.
Yeah.
How do you keep communication going on in a relationship when she's an entrepreneur, strong-willed woman? And of course, I ain't never seen you working at anybody's job.
Yeah.
You've been an entrepreneur all your life. How do you keep that thing together and keep the spark going?
I think, man, the most important thing that has worked for us is we have to do constant check-ins.
Yeah.
And we have to choose. That's the operative word. We have to choose to be in effective communication. So, and we have to also make sure that in the midst of all the things that we're doing, that we don't forget each other.
Yeah.
In our world right now, we are newly grandparents. We have 3 grandchildren. And,
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. And that is, it's like it can completely just turn our world upside down.
Just
Because
question, do they call you? What do they call you?
oh no, I'm not. I don't do that, grandpa. And
Okay, I just said no.
we too cool for that.
It's just like, what, like G-Daddy?
No,
or
they call me GP.
GP.
Yeah, GP.
G Parker.
GP, man.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
GP. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got the kids. They ain't going nowhere.
They ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. You on the phone, they're like, GP, oh yeah, we got them kids. They ain't going nowhere. Go ahead. We got it. So you're
But yeah, I mean, it's making sure we continue to beg for each other, which is the reason why we created the song "Beg." You know, and if you listen to the lyrics in my song, it says, "This ain't cause I've done this, or this is not because of this. I'm not begging, please, baby, I'm sorry. It's not that. I'm just begging for you because I love you, I value you, you are worthy, and I feel like if both people in the relationship are constantly begging and consistently begging, then it bodes well for the relationship. And so in the midst of whatever you have going on throughout your day, still take some time to beg to your partner. Hey, I don't want nothing. Love you. Send a text message. Oh, yo, you look good this morning. Hey, what you got lunch today? Hey, go outside, lunch on the... It's those little things that I think that has worked very well for Charlinda now. And it doesn't mean that we don't have the peaks and valleys, right? 22 years is a long time. And so we're forever changing, we're forever growing. But I think it's very important to just keep your eyes on the person, because if you're not paying attention, you'll miss when they shift and when they change. You got to have your surveillance camera on them at all times. So when they shift, you can shift with them, because it's nothing like doing something that worked 6 years ago that don't put no points on the board right now.
Yeah, it ain't nothing popping.
Ain't nothing popping.
It was like, man, that shot, I could go to the left and just shoot air ball.
I used to make that joint,
Yeah,
air ball.
snap.
But yeah, so just being aware, being attentive to when the shifts happen so that you can shift along with the times.
Indeed. Hanging out with Q Parker family. Do me a favor, if you feel in this conversation, just put shift happens in the comment. Not shit happens. Shift, okay?
Yeah.
Don't do that. My kids
forget
gonna
the
look.
F.
Don't forget the F, okay? Praise the Lord. But make sure you subscribe to this channel. Shout out to our Patreon members. Somebody in my Patreon said, oh, you about to be on there with Q Parker. I love his songs. And they asked about the new song, "B.E.G," and they talked about, even though this song is not representing a begging time when something went wrong, could you talk a little bit about the times earlier in the marriage where you may have had to beg? Because as men and as women, we all do something wrong.
Absolutely.
Was there a time that you had to drop your pride and say, no, this is what I want to do, even though you may not want to do it anymore?
Yeah. Well, in a relationship, pride cannot have a seat at the table.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to remove the pride. And yes, there have been times and seasons where I've had to do that version of begging. But I'm just grateful that I have a wife who just loves me unconditionally. She loves me through my flaws, my faults. Understand that, no one is perfect. And because of the way she's loved me, I learned to love her in the same way. And so, man, I got a strong one, man. I got one that really that's a ride or die. And she was very patient too, because start getting married at 26, I can honestly say that was way too young for me to get married at that age, where my career is really just popping. We in the heart of anywhere, and we on Janet Jackson tour, and it's just all of that. And so as a young man, it's too much to even shoulder the idea and the understanding that now I've said that I'm going to commit to this person. I'm going to protect this person. I'm going to be there no matter what it is, and me not having a full understanding of what that level of commitment was. But I'm just grateful that she was patient enough to see me mature into the man that I am today. And so now we are celebrating this past August 22 years.
Come on, 22 years. So you say you 26 years. I got married when I was 26.
Yeah, man.
And I know for a fact I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I mean, I remember after saying I do, I turned to my fellas. I said, well, I don't know what the hell I just did, but it's done. And they was just like, man, good job, and this, that, and the other. I remember my daddy telling me, of course, my dad is now 93 years young. I was about to go get married, and then he was like, man, let me tell you something. I was like, what? I guess he's in the 70s then. He's like, man, let me tell you something. I said, what? He said, man, look here. You don't know what the hell you doing, do you? I think it's a little too early for you, if I can just be honest with you and you don't get mad at me. I'm not saying she's the wrong woman. I'm just saying it's the wrong time. Hell, you don't even know exactly who you are. And so I go out there with this gung-ho mentality, wanting to have a family because I never, I had a beautiful family. Shout out to my family. I'll never want you to think I'm not appreciative, but I never had a biological family. I was adopted. So I was wanting children to look like me. I wanted to start this legacy and show the world something that, hell, I didn't even know what I was trying to show. It's just something internally. Yeah. So at 26 years old, you traveling with Janet Jackson, anywhere is at the top of his peak, and you doing all this stuff, like, did she get pregnant, or it's just like I'm just gonna get married? And if like, what was it?
It was none of those things. Will, it was we dated, and before I knew it, I just ended up at the jewelry store. It wasn't a conversation we talked about, and understanding that my story is the total opposite. Came from father household, so family is all I knew, and so I believe no matter how my journey would have gone, I do believe that I was going to end up with wife, children, house, all of that. Because
I thought it's because you was Kojic, and they was like,
and of course that
they was
too.
like, hey, she pregnant. That's your wife, so that wasn't the case.
It wasn't a pregnancy, but Kojic is just Kojic.
Hey,
is
you
Kojic
can't
is
be.
Kojic.
You got to be born in.
Can't join in. You got to be born.
You got to be born in.
You got to be born.
Hey, don't play with it. Don't play with it.
Hey, this is the church.
Come
of
on.
God. This is the church of God.
Come on. I was
Hold on, but listen to this.
Junior family
it
like,
says,
get
oh, you can't join in.
you got to be born.
So wait, does that mean nobody off the street
ain't
can
nobody
just say,
else coaching? It's just you and your family. I don't know how it started. They joined it, but hey.
That's why the Kojic churches were so small, because they ain't let nobody join.
You better know it. And with a straight face, they look at you too.
Right. Who that is?
Huh? No, so I didn't know. I was just like, I knew that you were Kojic, so I didn't know, because it's the peak of your career.
Yeah.
And you like, I'm about to start a family.
Yeah. I just knew it was something special about her. Charlinda is 4 years older than me. And so whereas I probably would lose interest in just the daily communications of someone my own age, the fact that she has been on this earth 4.5 years longer than I have, it kind of leveled us out in terms of our conversation and our interests. And so, again, we never talked about anything. I just woke up one day and I was at the jewelry store. And then after 2 years of dating, I proposed, and here we are.
Do you think men know? Because some ladies are right now, they've been dating a man for like years and years. And it's just like every time they get close to that moment, he kind of pushes the finish line up. Do you think men actually know if that's their wife or not?
I don't know. I think that we are emotional. Like, women get the reputation of being these super emotional creatures, but it doesn't negate the idea that men are emotional too, and we go off of feel. And like I said, in my case, I just woke up one day and my feelings led me to the jewelry store. It wasn't a conversation, but I just felt like, hey, this is somebody that's different. She brings some things to the table that I've never experienced. She holds me to a certain standard that other girls that I was dating at the time just didn't care. They were just like, oh my God, you just cute, da 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 da. But Charlinda was like, nope, we're not doing this. Don't call my house after 9 o'clock. I got a daughter. It's us as a package. This, like, she was just like, and I was just like, oh snap. But I think I like this. Right?
So she has some standards.
She has some standards and some boundaries. And I think those types of qualities are what led me to deciding that I wanted to take the next step. Now, I still believe that 26 was too young. I had to learn a lot of lessons along the way. But yeah, it was just too young. And I believe had I waited a little longer, probably would have saved a lot of tears, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of Q, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Or why did you do this? Just immature and thinking that I could bring on this woman along this 112 journey of, oh my God, we this, we that, and not really understanding that this is this, but this is also this. And I didn't have a good balance of the two.
Yeah. Being such a mega star, what would 48-year-old Q tell the 26-year-old Q if there were some steps that he could do to be a better version of himself for the woman that he committed to?
Yeah. I would say be patient. Patience is something that I would really spend a lot of time talking with the 26-year-old. Another thing I would say is peace should be the foundation of everything that we do. If there's no peace in it, I can't be a part of it. And then the last thing would be just to take your time and just enjoy. Nothing about life has to be rushed.
Yeah.
Nothing about life has to be rushed.
Yeah.
You could probably hit.
That's a bit.
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah. Okay. Berlicia. Her name's Berlicia.
Yeah.
That's her name.
Berlicia.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just take your time, man. Nothing has to be rushed.
Yeah.
And if this is the one for you,
Yeah.
start the relationship with that in mind. And a ceremony or a piece of paper doesn't have to determine the levels of you all's connection. That's what that's probably the main thing I would tell. If this is the person for you, take your time with it.
Yeah.
You're not defined by a ceremony, about people who are quote unquote coming to celebrate this occasion. No, if this is your person, rock out with your person.
Indeed.
And y'all will know when it's time that y'all want to decide to do the ceremony and all of that stuff.
I'd seen an interview with you years ago, and you were talking about when you first made this big time stardom, you get on TV, and your church family had to see you being this guy.
Yeah.
You know, your mom and your dad, of course, that's the way they raised you. Talk a little bit about you having to take your own path versus following the path of the traditional Kojic Christian route and doing something that really made impact on culture versus just doing the traditional routes with your gifts and talents.
The one thing that I am so proud of is my upbringing. And as I've gotten older, there are a lot of pros to the way that my parents raised myself and my siblings via the Kojic way. It prevented me from hanging out often because we were at church all day, every day.
You was born in. You didn't join it.
I mean, we didn't join it. Was born in. So it was church every day. And so, it shielded me from a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It also was the proving grounds for me getting to know my talent level. The church is going to always motivate you, encourage you. That's okay, baby. It's all right. Try it again. It's all right. You sound good, yo. You the best thing I've ever heard. So it's those things that help to instill confidence and all of those things. However, as I've gotten older, man, I just kind of look at some things that I don't necessarily feel like was like right or feel like was the appropriate response. And so at 16, I get a record deal. And I'm normally the young man at the church who's, you can tell me I wasn't John P. Key. You can tell me I wasn't commissioned. I was singing all the songs in the choir. But here I come with this R&B record deal, and now my church, they kind of shuns me. I walk in church and I can hear the whispers, like you singing the devil's music, and you that how could you when the church has helped to develop you and the church has supported you, and now you're just gonna now sing this.
Yo, I was like 21 years old when I got my first record deal, so I'm making a little money, okay? By 22, I had my first child. At 26, I go get married, and life coming at your nephew fast, okay? The truth is I have all these goals, dreams, and aspirations, but I don't necessarily have the tools to sustain these dreams, goals, and aspirations. But throughout the years, I've learned so much.
by being mentored by Dr. Eric Thomas, by getting the opportunity to rub elbows with the likes of President Obama and so many others that I learned so much just on the fly. I believe it's two ways to learn information, mentors or mistakes. And I want to make sure that men don't keep making the same mistakes because moments quickly become memories. So there's some things that I've learned in the area of God, family, and business. So coming up here in June, I got a 3-day challenge for men. So ladies, make sure you get as many men as possible to be a part of this mentorship. 3-day challenge. We're gonna be teaching God, family, and business. What it looks like to be a man of God, working through your insecurities and understanding perfection doesn't exist, but we stay in the process. And then of course, being a good family man, taking care of your children and your business. And then finally, if you are in business, maybe there's an opportunity for you to take that business up to a 7 or 8 figure earning business. I wanna see that happen for you. I didn't have this type of tool when I was coming up, but I want to make sure that men ages 25 and on up get the opportunity to be mentored and get these tools. So log on to morementorship.com right now, click the link in the YouTube, and make sure you be a part of this amazing opportunity. Yeah, shout out to my son.
Y'all can join.
Join now, flat out.
And it got to a point where I didn't like going to my church anymore.
Wow.
I would go out of town, and then my mom would be like, "You gonna come by? You gonna come by?" And I'm like, I had a hard time of really telling my mom, like, "Yo, I don't really like that church no more. Like, I don't want to rock with that church no more, because you don't see the whispers or the all of those things, just because now they seen the Only You video, or they see me in the Anywhere video with shirt off and." I can't help that I was the one in the group that worked out and was the athlete and all that kind of stuff. So that was part of my 25% role. I had to give people what they want when they wanted it. Like, and
now that you're gone, what do you think? Oh, I know Sister May couldn't stand that.
So it was it was just rough, Will. But I can tell you, I appreciate that time because it gave me moments to just sit with myself and say, what is it that you want, Q? And yeah, I passed up a full ride scholarship to Clemson. I passed up other opportunities to go to school. In my mind, I said, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I get to do it with my brothers. So it ain't like I'm by myself. I get to go on this journey with my 3 brothers and our managers, Courtney Seals and Kevin Wells. We're going to do this.
Yeah.
Go to New York. And that whole season, I can honestly admit that I became distant spiritually because the one group of people that have pushed and encouraged me since I could remember now were not available to me or weren't there. And I can imagine how it made my parents feel, because my mom and dad, they're going to stay down with the church.
Yeah.
That's all they know,
so they gotta
too.
Judge.
So they're like, my baby, or I am the head of the deacon board. I am, I can imagine what it was like for them too.
Yeah. How did they handle that? How did your parents speak to you? How did they receive you?
I love my parents, yo. And I'll never forget, my mom and my dad sat me down and said, whatever it is that you want, we're going to support you. And that was everything I needed to hear. Because when I tell you I'm a mama's boy, bruh, I'm a mama's boy. I'm the youngest, I'm the baby. So I got a lot of love from it. And I was the one that, quote unquote, made it, or however I don't like to define it that way, but
no, you made it, Q.
It's
and
like,
that's okay.
So
you made it.
All eyes are on me,
yes.
All of the expectations. And so to have my parents tell me, whatever it is that you want to do, we got your back. And I can tell you, for almost 30 years, they've been my biggest supporters.
Yeah.
Still to this day.
How important is it for parents to support their children when they know that their children may have a calling that may be not exactly what they thought it was going to be?
It is the most important. Parents are the safety net. I can remember times when I'm in front of an audience and my nerves are kicking in, and I can see my mom, I can see my dad walking in, and I'm nervous because I don't see them yet. But then by the time I get through the first intro, I see my dad walking down the corridor, and it's like, now I can relax because my parents are here. Children look to get approval from their parents first and foremost. And so to the parents, be present. The one thing that I know I would not have been, I would not have made it had my mom not had the nights where she stayed up with me going over lyrics, staying up with me, helping me read my music for the recital on the next day. You know, I'm performing in a play at the school, you know, reciting all of the lines with me, being my scene partner, showing up to, when I say every concert, the Atlanta Boy Choir, the honor chorus, just, and it was in a way where my parents said, you don't have to work during school. As long as you make good grades, you don't cause any trouble, we're going to support you in everything. So that's why I was a 4-star letterman. I played sports. I was singing everywhere. I was doing community stuff. I'm SGA president. I'm this, because my parents let me know that the sky ain't the limit. Go for it.
Yeah.
Go get it, Q.
That's
Go.
so good. Yeah, that's so good. If you're just tuning in and you're a parent and you're doing really, really well, put a number 2 in the chat for me. And the 2 is because you and God have been doing this thing. You really have an anointing because you have been locked in with God and you have that leadership that comes from him. So major love to you. Make sure you do it. You know, you guys ended up signing with Bad Boy. And y'all doing this big thing. In recent news, you got Puff Daddy with all of the stuff in the news as a group member and being so closely correlated with him. How's that affected you?
You know, honestly, it hasn't affected me, but it has affected me. And it's very difficult for when now that I'm on the road and I'm promoting my records and all of that, I can't get away from the questions, right? And it's just not a clear answer for me. And so I have a 3-way approach to how I answer this question. The first way, Will, is I have a wife, I have a daughter, I have a granddaughter, sisters, mama. So in no way do I condone violence in any way to women. So any of the allegations or anything, if they are true, I don't rock with that. Flat out. I do not rock with that by no stretch. The second thing is I owe a lot to Sean Combs. And sometimes I even get emotional when I get to this part of my answer, because to see him where he is, it's hurtful because he changed my life. And I'm sitting here, a part of me sitting here today is because of the investment, the vision, the creativity that he instilled and put into me and my brothers. I've only had one job in my life because he decided that the talent is enough for me to invest in y'all. And so when people are talking about the cancel culture and, you know, F Puffy and all this kind of stuff, I can't sing that song because he means a little bit more to me than he may mean to somebody who just in the stands watching the show.
He changed your life.
He changed my life, yo. Yeah. And so it's hard to even see him going through that because of just how I personally feel about him.
Yeah.
And then being the founder of a men's group, it's important, man, that we don't turn our back on each other. The world already is waiting for a black man to,
that's all right, bro.
you know, be negative or whatever. And so it's no way that I could turn my back. I don't care what you do. You deserve another brother to say, I got your back and I'm gonna walk through this with you. And so it just hurts, man, to see people immediately just, and I'm not condoning it, because if you need help, my brother, we're gonna get you the help. Call me. I'm gonna walk with you. I'll walk with you. Whatever it is. But I just can't turn my back on them. And then the third piece to that is, let's get the help that we need. We can't afford for not another black man to be present. He's somebody's daddy. He's somebody's child. Regardless of the allegations, regardless of that, let's be able to separate the actions from the individual. And that's just my, man, I never got this emotional about this question, man. It's crazy, but I love my brothers, man. And especially black men, bro.
No, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, Q. I was going through a divorce and I called you and I was like, I just want you to see this project. And you showed up and you came in and you said, are you okay? And bro, I don't think you know what I was going through at that time. Like, you took time to pop up at that condo. I had given up my house. I just gave up everything. And I was actually embarrassed, you know, to be in this little place. And I remember hitting you up. I was like, I want you to see this documentary. He was like, bro, I'm on my way, so I'm good. You just popped up on me. Spent the hour just encouraged. And you know, it's just those moments when you feel like the world is against you, you just always show up. Continue to always be that person, bro. Like, I don't think you know how broken, how embarrassed, how underwater I thought I was. But just to have my bro, and when you left, you said, hey, I'm always be there for you. You left, you gave me a hug, and you went out, and I just went in the room, and I was just like, I thought nobody cared.
Yeah.
And it's always the brothers who, like, you don't invest in the most. You know, I might be on the Brothers United call. I might not. I might can show up for my brother if he need me on the panel. I might not. But it's always the ones you show up for the most who never show up for real. It's the ones who, like, you don't think. And so I just want, you know, to those of you who like, yo, you know, because I know how viral moments go. It's like, oh, he was emotional and this, and this. I'm just like, no, like, I just want to say as a brother and a friend, like, that's it don't have to be Puffy. It could be Willie.
Yeah.
Bro gonna show up for you. And I just appreciate your heart for that. And, you know, as we move into this new record, B.E.G, I think that God is honoring you, not before what you did today and what this gift is and all of that, that he needs to put you on a platform because you have a voice and a heart that's so pure that no disrespect to my brother Chris Brown and the rest of them, because I love, he just did a diamond, 25 million, this, that, and other. But God is raising you up to say, I got to put you on these platforms because when you get out there, not only will you give me the glory, you're also going to be my example.
Yeah.
We need you in those rooms where everybody else doing Lord knows what. And it's like, no, I represent the kingdom of God. You called to influence the influential. Yeah. Like, if I was your mom and dad, and I'm sure their attributes brought it to you, it's like, I don't mind you crossing over. I just need you to bring the crossover.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? I just need you to bring the crossover, and that's what you've done, man. Damn, I had forgot you. Nigga, I forgot you had showed up for me like that. Like, as you was talking about Puffy, when I seen your eyes, them was the same eyes you had for me, because I'm going through divorce. And nigga, that ain't what we do.
Yeah.
Me and you the family guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
We the guys that's like, this is my family. You know, first question, how your mama, how your babies, how your wife, tell your queen. I said, what's up? And I was just like so embarrassed. And then God was like, call him. He not gonna judge you. He not like that. Mm-mm. And bro, you have been safe to me, Bobby Valentino, like all of us when we go through stuff. You've been a big brother to all of us who've been the R&B guys on the come up. And we appreciate that.
I know, man, that male to male affirmation is not something that we think we need.
Uh-huh.
It is something that we must have, because no one understands what it's like to put on the shoes of a man, especially a black man. Shit get heavy, dog. And in its heaviest moments, you got to get some words of encouragement for somebody that you know done traveled that walk. Mm-hmm. And so you're right. When my phone ring, I'm going to call, because it ain't nothing you gonna tell me, Will, that I ain't experienced myself, or I don't know somebody who done kind of mentored me through. And our job, man, is to pass on the knowledge, wisdom share. If I got some shit that's gonna help you out, bruh, it's not optional. We're supposed to. And so when you talk about being like an OG, yeah, I want to get in these rooms because I want to show artists that we don't have to be so selfish with our gift. It's nothing for you to send me a record and I just get on it. Ain't about no money. But if I can get on a record that puts more eyeballs or ears to what you're doing, that's the least I can do. I'm gonna sing regardless anyway.
Right.
So I might as well, like, I just don't understand how artists of today be trying to leverage their platform, or I could put you on my story, but no, you can't get on the main feed. Why not?
Man.
I just don't understand how we're not inclusive with our gifts, our platforms, because we can't take none of this with us.
Yeah. But that's your job, Q.
Exactly.
Like, nobody, I think a 4-minute mile wasn't broken until somebody did. Now everybody can run a 4-minute mile. Like I'm at 5.5. You know what I mean? Nobody had that opportunity. And so people like you are just
need my own
trailblazers and
Belisha.
grind back. Yeah, I'm gonna bring I'm gonna get a junior, Belisha
Yeah,
the Bell.
yeah, yeah, I
We're gonna
need
start
mine.
selling those too, right on our website. It's gonna be a Love You More Bell, so you can have it with your wife. So if you need her to come in and be like, babe, come through. So they're about to be on sale. Willie Moore Jr.
And make sure,
Live.com.
hold on, when you in that conversation, make sure a bell is heavy duty.
Yes. Come on. We need you. But no, Q, honestly, I just think, I don't know, I just feel like right now is just the perfect time. I was watching you 2018 and then 2019, and we went through the pandemic. And I was like, I seen you just finding your voice.
Yeah.
Because I don't think nobody knows just how hard it is to put down what you've done for 20-some years and say, I'm just not going, because you got a schedule.
Yeah.
We're going to be in tour on this time. We got some spot dates here. And even if you got some more hustles going on, it's like you already know that bread going to be there.
Yeah.
That energy,
Yeah.
my brothers going to be together. Like you are in exile.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, all right, I got Brothers United. I'm going to have, some panels. I'm doing business. And it's just like, you're trying to figure it out. Then I'm squeaky clean. And then 2021, 22 came. And I was like, uh-oh. He done found his damn footing.
Yeah.
Because he being himself. That's the Q I know. It ain't another Q that's in front of the camera being something else. Like, what was that point when you was like, man, what the hell? I'm finna be all versions of me.
I'm so grateful for the pandemic
Yeah.
because I had time. I couldn't go for the pump fakes of being fake busy no more.
Right.
It just was me, myself, and I.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing but time.
Yeah.
And so during that time, I could work on the relationship and the marriage. I could work on the relationship with the children. I could work on the relationship even with myself. And so using that time, I fell in love with Q Parker again.
Yeah.
I fell in love with me, man. I fell in love with my voice. I fell in love with my weight, my size.
So practically, like, was there like a regimen? Is there like a journal? Was it like what was that? Because people I want them to love themselves, but what was your version of your system or whatever?
So I had to compartmentalize the parts of Q Parker. What is it that I love? Obviously, I love my family. I love my wife. I love my music. And so how do I give balance and equality and equity to all of these components? And every day during the pandemic, I spent time with all of those components. And I fell back in love with all of them. And it's as you said, it's scary because you've been accustomed to a way of life for years. Mm-hmm. And I'm just really glad because now I can not only tell people about it because of maybe something that I've heard, but I know that if you create a regimen and you are consistent with that regimen, results can only show themselves. Regimen consistency equals results. And I'm living in the work and the regimen that I put in during the pandemic. So again, as I tell you, I'm 100% authentic Q Parker. Yeah. And whatever meal I put in front of anybody, if you want it, come get it. If you don't, I'm fine with you not eating.
It's like, hey, it's all good. It's hot for somebody else. Come on, somebody. Q, I got to talk about this. I got to talk about this big record, but I got to ask you this because one of my Patreon friends, make sure that you become a part of our Patreon community because I'll ask your questions to, our guests. They was like, by any chance, just any chance, would you ever do a show with 112 again? Would you ever consider doing any type of reunion stuff? Just one of my fans wanted to know.
The opportunity and for me, I always leave that open.
Okay.
There's nothing like reconciling. There's nothing like reuniting. And what we did was amazing. Yeah. It goes down in the history and the legacy of R&B as a genre. You can't mention R&B, the journey of R&B without mentioning 112.
Facts.
And so there are still chapters that are still to be told when it comes to us. But what I do know is when the four of us are clicking that's when the magic happens. When we a little offset a little bit, that's when maybe the album don't do as well, or maybe the records weren't as polished as they once were. And so I think we're in a season now where everybody is just kind of redefining themselves individually. And I just leave the room for when we do come back, it's going to be absolutely amazing. However, in the interim, I got to give y'all 100% Q Parker.
Man, this that bad boy in here. Puff sent y'all through some what's the name training. Like, do you see how he just squealed around that question? I don't know if they get together or not.
Media training 101, baby.
I'm talking about media training. Man said, I'm over here brain farted. Like, I'm like, nigga, they might be back together.
Hey, media training 101, man.
They might be back together or they might not.
Know how to
But
skirt.
that boy said the chapters have not been written and eyes have not seen and ears have not heard. Okay.
However,
I ain't messing with
until
you.
then.
New song is called B.E.G and it's available right now. I want to put
Watch
you on
this. Hold on, Will.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rewind this a little bit.
Yeah.
I would love nothing more than to be reunited with my brothers and do,
Hey!
and do this 112 thing like the world has been waiting for. It's been 8 years since I've been in 112. And you know, to the fans out there who've still been holding Slim and Mike down as they have been touring with the brand, because the records are the records. And so even in my individual sets, I say, no matter what version of 112 you see, still support them because the records and what we've done is just what it is. They are nostalgic to a lot of our generation's livelihood. Yes. And so never turn your back away from that and just hold us down until we can get ourselves together to really present it in the way that it is supposed to be presented. But yeah, man, I live for the day to when I can look to my left and my right and see Mike, Slim, and Duran.
Hey, bro, we can't even wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
But you're setting a great example. And here's the thing. Mike, Duran, Slim, man, listen, I know that sometimes just with you guys, when you see your brother here, you see your brother there, I want to let you know, man, no habit, no issue or problem can stop the love that God has for you. And I know a lot of my friends, when I became this version of myself, they was kind of like, well, nigga, you know, you kind of like, you on their perfect shit and all this other stuff. I was like, nah. When we was on them women, I was with you. Mm-hmm. When we was getting high, shit, I was with you. But when I came over here and tried to do something different, I didn't leave you, you left me.
Yeah.
And so there's always room for growth and expansion. I pray that you continue to be the light of everything that you touch. And I just hope that reunion is able to come, just because not only do the fans want it, but I think it's necessary for all of you guys, just for the personal development. Yeah.
I want it.
Uh-oh, come on. So here's the thing. New song is called B.E.G.
Bringing Endless Gratitude. It's an acronym. Come on.
So
ding, ding, ding.
Bringing endless gratitude
to your partner.
Tell the verse though. Hit the verse a little bit, just a little bit.
You pull in the driveway, flowers when you step out. Got your glass of champagne, wondering what this about. Hey,
on my knee. Okay, so you just got. Okay, cool. So you saying, what are you singing? That mean you got to go stream it.
Yeah,
it's just B.E.G. B.E.G. Q Parker.
Yes.
Wherever you get your music, make sure that you check it out. And I wanted to today, I just want you to just drop the fourth wall. So you can hear the man behind the music. A lot of times we fall in love with music that is written and just performed. But as you can see, like, this is a man who's worked very, very hard with his family. He's been through a whole lot in this journey. He has a genuine heart for people. And so I believe that because of that, God has put him on this huge platform, and it's just important for us to support people who have learned how to love themselves more, because birds of a feather flock together, okay? And the anointing in which you honor is also the anointing in which you receive. So if you will honor the way that he loves himself, you support what he does, then you get an opportunity to say, hey, God is no respecter person, that make him rub off on me. And I want to declare that can definitely rub off on you. Here's the thing. I don't want you to just watch these episodes without sharing with at least 10 people. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. And please, listen, the Bible says you are to love yourself, right? Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Put self in the comments. Okay? I want you to learn to love yourself more. He gave you some regimen. If you want further information, join our Patreon. I'm going to be popping in there at least once a week, just giving you some personal development. And I also have a link for you to lock in with this new opportunity. It's called Growth Day. And we're partnering with them. So it's personal development, a whole lot of courses, and just things and tools that you can really better yourself, because the better version of you will allow you to attract other things, right? I want you to expand. The biggest room in the world is improvement. Don't forget to love yourself more. Subscribe here. Flat out.
Love you more, love you more, love you more.